All right, this week for Fashion Forward, we're focusing less on fashion and more on ourselves, specifically embracing the parts of ourselves that we really don't like. Okay, so here to talk with us about it right now is stylist and author and our friend Heather Newberger. Heather, good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Colton. It's great to finally work with you.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So tell us about this article that you came across, because I think people can really relate to, some of what it says.
Absolutely. I spent some time reading The Guardian over the holiday, and I really love this one article they put out about really debunking all of these sort of myths and things we talk about when we say like new year, new you. There's kind of this idea that when it becomes a new year, now you have to be this entirely different person, and that the person you were before just really isn't that great, except that that's entirely untrue. Who you were is fantastic. But, we really have to kind of debunk some of these myths that say you got to be someone else now in 2022.
Mm-hmm. So in the, staying on beat of debunking some of those myths, we're really going to focus on two parts of the article. First, making peace with your body. And there are two terms it mentions, body liberation and body positivity. What's the difference between those two, and why should people embrace one more than the other?
Well, I think we spend a lot of time talking about body positivity because that's a term that's really been coined in our society as something we're comfortable discussing. But actually, body positivity is something really hard to get to. You can't kind of just say one day that you're going to change your mindset and then suddenly just feel positive about something. That really sets you up for failure and puts you in an uncomfortable space. What you really want to do is get to a space of body neutrality, where you're sitting with your body and you feel comfortable about the skin that you're in. So ultimately, you can get to a space of body liberation. What body liberation means is really being able to feel and look in and outside of your body, and also really work towards making systemic changes outside and all over the world. Yeah.
Do you have any tips for people who might be watching right now who are trying to find that sort of body liberation that we're talking about? I mean, off the top of your head, what comes to your mind?
I think it's really important to look at the things about yourself that maybe you're not crazy about and try to flip them on their head. If you don't love the way that you feel like your form or figure looks, try creating a more cinched in waist. There's so many different spaces where you can kind of take things that are uncomfortable, but make them things that you really love and that you feel great about.
I love that. All right. So the other interesting piece of this article is love your clutter. Okay. Can you explain this one for us?
Absolutely. I think after reading so much Marie Kondo over the last few years, we all feel like we are not allowed to love our clutter. But the fact of the matter is that we all have so much clutter in our daily lives, and that it's okay. People aren't able to keep everything pristine every single second, every single moment. And that really creates an unrealistic standard for each of us to try to go and meet. So what I like to say is, you want to think about the things that you love and the things that you don't, but also don't be afraid to hold on to things that really have emotional significance. We are so intimately tied to the objects that we own. So you want to really look at those objects and say, is this something that if I get rid of, it's going to feel like there's a hole left in my life? At the same time, I also really urge people when they're talking about their wardrobes to be a little bit more selective, which we'll talk about in just a second.
All right, cool. So what about people, though, speaking of Marie Kondo, who really get into organizing because it makes them feel good? What's the strategy for those people?
So in my book, How to Date Your Wardrobe, I actually go into this pretty specifically because I think it's really important to do a full closet clean out before you look at your wardrobe and have an honest conversation with yourself about what your style is really saying and telling other people. So when you're looking at your wardrobe, what you want to do is go through every single outfit and find your favorite one, the one that makes you feel fantastic, it looks really great, you want to wear on date night, out with your friends, all of those things after Omicron subsides. Then you want to take that outfit, take a picture, remember the feeling, and really go through your entire wardrobe and pick every piece against it. You really want to make sure that the pieces you hold onto give you that exact same feeling, that sort of joy and that, excitement of something that you want to wear. You want to get up in the morning, you want to put it on. And if it doesn't give you that feeling, put it in the pile two. And pile two are things that we're going to take to secondhand stores or give to friends of ours during clothing swaps. Because at the end of the day, even though there might be a piece of clothing in your closet that does have emotional significance for you, if it's holding you back in some sort of way, say it was maybe the dress you wore on your first date, but it no longer fits your personal narrative, it could be so much better for someone else who can really utilize it.
I love it. Wait, Heather, we only have a few seconds left. I have to say really quickly, I'm so obsessed with your wallpaper in the background there.
Thank you. I think that it speaks louder than I do.
As always, we appreciate you jumping on here and joining us on Current. Have a great day, my friend. We appreciate you.
Take care.
And don't forget, you can tune in every Friday to get fashion tips and more from Heather. Make sure you're also following her on Instagram too. She's great. It's at Heather Newberger. We're going to be right back right after this.